That just sucked. Well, on the bright side, it wasn't a nail-biting loss like usual. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 55 of the regular season, where the Astros lose 8-0. Weston, it was 8-2. It was an 8-0 game. Don't lie to yourself. To the Minnesota Twins and drop the 3-game series. And look, this was an 8-0 game. And the Astros had 2 home runs that came late in the game. That's neat to see. 2 kids that you'd love to see heat up. But this game was 8-0. I do think it was absolutely hilarious that when Myers and Diaz went back-to-back, you could tell the Twins were kind of like, we're not gonna do something, like, historically terrible here, are we? But sadly, we don't get to mock them into the dirt because they didn't do that something very funny. They did the bare minimum and closed out a game that they were winning 8-0. The offense wasn't great, but there were a few players that shined. Bregman had a multi-hit night. Pena had a multi-hit night, going 2 for 3. Did get hit by a pitch. Hopefully he's okay. Diaz and Myers, like I said, both had home runs. That's good to see. Jake Myers, who I've been very critical of, has really started to hit well recently. I've never criticized the defense. I've always said it's 1A, 1B with him and McCormick. If he can start hitting great, that'd be wonderful. I've said it for a very long time with Jake Myers. I don't dislike him. I have preferred McCormick because he's been statistically better. If they're both good, wheel them both out there. You have enough positions in the outfield that you can just rotate them all where they're all getting days out there. And you can let everyone else be very well rested. So him hitting this well is a very good thing for this team. And Yainer Diaz, I'd love to see him start getting better. Like, Hunter Brown's stat line doesn't look good. 5 runs in 4 2/3 innings isn't a beautiful statistic. To defend him, he gave up 2 walks to 8 strikeouts with 13 swings and misses. Only 4 hard hit balls in the 4 2/3. What happened to Hunter Brown is he had 3 solid innings of work sprinkled throughout those 5 that he played in or pitched in. But a couple of times it would be weak grounder that just barely finds a spot, weak grounder that just barely finds a spot, ripped like 105 off the bat for extra bases, and run score. Rinse and repeat that a few times, and bam, you got Hunter Brown's night in a nutshell. It wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't a good evening. Peter Mashinsky was Peter Mashinsky. He is a pitcher that you put out there when you just need someone to be on the mound, and he gave up a pair of runs in an inning and a third. Did get 2 strikeouts, so that's kind of cool. Seth Martinez came in, gave up a run in 2 innings of work, got 3 strikeouts, did give up 2 walks, which isn't wonderful. And then Ryan Stanek pitched in this game. And I kind of want to ask why, because it was 8-2 at that point. Why did Stanek come into this game? You don't have any off days for the next, 2 weeks. I believe he pitched relatively recently. I want to say it was either yesterday or Monday. I would have just let him ride on the bench and be healthy and rested for tomorrow's set. I didn't think he needed to enter the game. I would have just ridden Martinez out for another inning of work. But to each their own. And it's a short video, but there's just nothing really to go over. There's no storylines or overarching themes for the game. It was a matter-of-fact, bold-faced text beat down by Minnesota on the Astros. And it happens. And not every time it does do you have to panic and lose your mind over it. It's not fun to watch, but they happen in a 162-game schedule. Now, the Astros can turn it around quickly and get back on the winning ways because they play again tomorrow night, 7:10 Central, 8:10 Eastern. I'm going to switch it there, and not because I said it wrong. I meant to do that. 100% I meant to do that. The Angels will send, and I'm going to get it right because I don't believe I have ever pronounced his name correctly, Reed Detmers to the mound. Not Debt Meters, which I've said a lot. Detmers. His name is Reed Detmers, guys. I did it right. Are you proud of me? And the Astros have not named a starter yet, which is not a lot of fun to know that, but, we'll figure that out when the time comes. But as for right now, that is all I have to say, so if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.